Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 46 of the Last Iglehart podcast. I am back. I'm better than ever, and DJ Spin It. Man, that feels so good to say that again.
Iglehart podcast. You are listening to the Last Iglehart. You are listening to the Last Iglehart podcast.
What is up, everybody? How's it going? Oh, man. You like the new setup? Yes. The light strips. I'm back. All black, wearing Birkenstocks with socks. Look at the new mic. Look, I just want you to just point out the elephant in the room, the nice new microphone. I retired the Blue Yeti. I know it's done so much for me since I stole it. It was by accident that I stole it, by the way, for, any new listeners, or if you just, forgot about it in general. The old microphone that I used to have, it was nice when I did have it, but it was just, it needed to be retired. Just too many problems, complications. It just didn't really bring out the true blessing that God's given me with my great voice. So I instead now have this microphone, and I gotta say, I sound great, or at least I think I do. Hopefully y'all think I sound good as well, because it wasn't cheap, but it's a one of those microphones now. I feel like, the Joe Rogan podcast, any podcaster has this mic, and it's just this amount of confidence now that I have, even more so now that I don't have the Blue Yeti. I have this. It's just, now I just have confidence overflowing in just the presence with the light strips. That I have no green screen anymore. I don't. I got rid of that as well. Reason being is it just did not feel right. Okay, I had it for momentarily purpose because I was in the living room. I lived in the living room. Now I don't. I have my own room, of course. But the thing is, though, is when I didn't and I lived in the living room, it wasn't going to be a nice background to have the kitchen in there. So therefore, I put a green screen there to make my own environment, to make it more, I guess, cozy-like. So when everybody tunes into it or they watch it on YouTube, it doesn't look like I have an oven behind me or a microwave, make it look nice. Now that I have my own room, I get to, set everything up. I'm going to, slowly add things to it. I hope to add, some graffiti or some, nice art pieces up here. I'll introduce you to right here. This is my ordained ministry certificate. Since I did not graduate college and I dropped out, I still wanted a plaque like everybody else. So I decided to become ordained, and now I have it on my wall. And then also I have these nice letters on the side too as well, and it says the Last Iglehart, just in case if you didn't know what you were watching. It is right there, and it's better than ever. And I also invested in a lava lamp that seems to not be working properly. It literally worked perfect yesterday. I bought it 2 days ago. It worked for 2 days, and I had to shake it up to get that glob to the top. It's not working at all. It's not even worth it. I just burned this sucker out of my thumb. That's not gonna be good tomorrow. I underestimated how hot that was. I like lava lamps a lot, but this one's not really working that well. It's very disappointing. It had one mission, one goal, one job, and that is to make my the setting of my room. It's supposed to set the ambiance, and it just at least can't do that. Is that how God feels with us sometimes? Just he looks at us and just disappointment. Like this, how I'm looking at this lava lamp. He's like, man, he's not doing at all what I created him to do, and that's how I feel about this lava lamp. So I didn't know that a lava lamp could get that spiritual or deep, but it just did. I'm going to take a sip of water. My throat feels scratchy. Yes, I'm back. So is the randomness. So get ready for that. Oh, man. What happened? Why did I take so long to get back into podcasting? Dawson, how's it been for the past 3 months? Well, thanks for asking. Even though you may have not cared or even wondered where I've been, I'm just going to go ahead and just dust some of it off. I've had some personal things that I need to settle with. As I try to pop my fingers to make that look even cooler than what it really was. Nothing really crazy. I just need to take a time out, take a little break, a little session for myself, and just kind of it's nice. I promote this heavily to look back and just kind of just reflect on your life. Like how like with anything, especially like with me spiritually, with God, I just need to take some time off to get right with him and just to look back on my life and look where I've came from. I literally also listened to some of my first podcasts, not all the way through. Okay, I'm not a creep or a weirdo. I'm not like some egotistical. No, it's not like that at all. I honestly hate listening to my own voice. My friends play my podcast in front of me sometimes, and they just like to enjoy listening to my voice for some reason in front of me just so I can just like tighten up. I'm like, why are you listening to me talk in front of me? I don't like it. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable at all. But I just kind of wanted to see where I came from, I kind of wanted to see what I want to do with this podcast new. I just kind of wanted to see like how I can change the podcast, change what I'm talking about, or like, what I can do differently, what I can do better, that kind of thing. And I think the biggest thing is just I just saw myself in like my life and just what I cared about or what I thought was important or my views and stuff like that. And it's just completely, it's not like it's really different, but it's just like, I don't know. It was really interesting listening to like one of my first podcasts, listening to the middle one, and then kind of listening to the end ones and kind of just, man, I had those thoughts. Oh man, I really like talk like that, but it's not like I'm gonna delete them. No, I want them there. I like I said in many podcasts beforehand, this is a audio journal, kind of. This is supposed to be a source of entertainment, just for a great time. Also, just to kind of like just spew my thoughts and whatnot. It started originally because I didn't have stand-up comedy, so therefore I was like, you know what? Might as well have a podcast. So boom, that's where it was born. My thing is though, is a lot of people like to delete their past selves and forget it. I don't. I don't know. I've been getting to the point now where I like to realize where I've came from because you can learn a lot from your past self. Also, it's just kind of funny to kind of just see like what thoughts that you had in your past because it's even just like 2 years ago or like a year and a half where I had these thoughts and I thought one way and then now look at myself, I'm like, wow. Why did I think like that, man? That's stupid. That's dumb, And a lot of people want to delete that part and they want to make people think like, oh, hey, I'm this way now. I mean, you can do that, but I think I think it would just be awesome to see by the time I'm 60, 70 years old and I'm still doing this podcast. No, I'm going to be doing this on my deathbed. Like my last words are going to be in a microphone. I promise you. I'm going to be on my deathbed and I'm going to this arm extended all over on my deathbed and like I thought like the doctor's going to have to give me like a great certain amount. Like, hey, do you have any last words? I was like, man, how long do I have left to live? He's like, you got 30 minutes. I'm like, dude, give me a podcast moment. I'm going to dish this out. I'm going to end the last Iglehart podcast the way it needs to end with a banger right now. 30 minutes, go. I'm going for it. That's how it's going to be. That's what I want it to be like. And I think it's interesting too because I don't do journals. Like I don't write in a journal. I do audio. Like I do have voice memos in my iPhone and I do audio journals. And I was explaining this to my friends that I do them because I don't know, I just get my thoughts out better when I talk than I do like writing down things. And I think it'd be awesome if I ever do have kids, if they or like, they don't want to listen or they don't want to whatever. Like I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Well, do you want to listen to 20-year-old Dawson? Yeah. You may not listen to me now, but I'll tell you what 20-year-old Dawson says. And I would go over then and hear like, this is what 20-year-old Dawson was thinking. Boom. Here's my voice memo from 2020. And it just shows them what I was like, and it'd be nice. I want to know what I was like whenever I turned 70 or whatever and just kind of like view my whole life. And I have like this whole big long audio extension tape that's just all together and intertwined. It's just my whole life and vocals and whatever, and that's the whole mission of the Last Iglehart podcast. And I know some of y'all have already like, been through this and y'all already know what it is, but it's been 3 months. I kind of thought that I needed to, clear that out there and just make that a whole set thing and just, man, just the whole thought process of what's going on in this noggin right here. Anything interesting besides that, Dawson? Well, I'll be honest. I did make a awesome purchase, an amazing purchase, uh, that I think, and it was only doable because I don't have a girlfriend, so I made a savings account called my girlfriend fund, and so I took all the money that I saved for if I did have a girlfriend, I would put in that savings account, and I ended up coming out with this bad boy right here. Yes, it is a t-shirt cannon. Let's go. You may have seen it already on my YouTube channel. You may have not seen it on my YouTube channel. If you have not, please go watch the video. I love it. It was a little highlight video that I made because I just got this thing, and it's probably the best purchase that I've ever made. Actually, it's not probably. It is the best purchase that I've ever made. Just out of the simple fact that it's been a dream of mine to have one of these things. Like, literally, this is a bucket list item. Usually people focus on their bucket list whenever they get older for I don't know what reason. I don't know why that when someone turns I don't know why I'm I don't know why I'm holding this shirt. First off, I don't know why I'm holding this shirt can here like I'm holding y'all hostage. Like, hold on a second. Like, so y'all better listen and keep in tuned, or I'm getting like I'm holding somebody else right now. Anyways, I'm gonna put this down for a second. Anyways, so I've had this dream in my head with this shirt cannon that I just wanted one because I don't know what it is, but every time a shirt cannon has came into my life, which is about one time, it's always brought smiles on everybody's faces. And I think in a time more than ever now, we need more of that. And I was like, man, shirt cannon. I was like, I've always just wanted one just to kind of just shoot t-shirts at people. And so I finally invested in one and got one, and I do not regret it at all. It's the best purchase I've ever made. As my sister would say, as you should, King. That's what she told me. She's like, "Do you have any girls in your life?" I said no. I said no. Instead, I bought a shirt cannon. She said, "As you should, King." Period. If that doesn't tell you that she is a sorority girl, then I don't know what does. But I don't really know the lingo with a lot of sorority girls, but that lingo I can back up with, because as soon as she texted me that, I was like, I felt pretty good about myself. I was like, as I should, King. I'm a king. Let's go. I'm all about that life. All about the whole king thing. Let's see what else we got. Shirt cannon. I just had to see. The thing is, though, is I have this notepad. That's one thing that I didn't get rid of. This just keeps me on track and on thoughts and stuff like that, because I can get so lost in the sauce sometimes with my thinking, and my brain, and just staggers and scatters. And I don't know if that's something that y'all like about me, or if that's just something that that you just have to get used to. But either way, I think that also just brings out like my personality and what I'm all about as well. But the shirt cannon thing, I think that I want to bring joy one t-shirt at a time. That's my whole thing, and I plan to do YouTube content with it more than the highlight video. I plan to go out in public and just make my own t-shirts. I bought a t-shirt press, so I am officially making my own t-shirts, my own merch, baby. I'm not going through custom ink, those third-party t-shirts or anything. Nope, not gonna happen. I'm gonna put scripture on t-shirts, like Bible scripture and stuff, and just random designs, and I'm just gonna put them in this t-shirt cannon and start shooting them in public, and boom, there you go. YouTube content's born, and that's what I plan to do with it. And I love this thing. I'm gonna give y'all one more glance because I'm just so happy about it, man. Best, look at this. Come on, you can't tell me that this has got an amazing design to it. It's so oh man, I'm so excited about this thing, man. I've never been excited about really anything in my life like this, but the shirt cannon is definitely top tier. Oh, and turtlenecks. I'm gonna be bringing turtlenecks back. That's a goal. That's a mission of mine. I'm gonna be starting turtleneck Thursdays at the very beginning of the year of 2022, because I think turtlenecks need to come back, especially for men. Like, girls are already wearing them, and that's awesome. But it's so hard to find turtlenecks for men. And why did it even start? Halloween. It started Halloween, and I wanted to I dressed as Ron Burgundy from the Anchorman, and I dressed as the part where he had like a like a a suit jacket over it, and he had a turtleneck underneath. And I was like, all right, cool. I've never worn a turtleneck. I need to go buy one. Couldn't find a men's turtleneck anywhere to save my life. I had to go to Belk's women's section, and I finally found a turtleneck, and I wore it. And I took my suit jacket off because we were bowling or whatever, so I just had the turtleneck on, tucked in to some chinos. And people were like, "Man, Dawson, you were rocking the turtleneck tonight." And I was like rocking it, and they were like, "Dude, you look great in it." And I was like, I look looking great in a turtleneck. And then that's when I was like, bingo, I need to hop on this right now. I need to make this a trend. I need to make this something. I'm wearing turtlenecks all winter. And that's what I've been doing. Every Sunday to church, I've been wearing turtlenecks. Every Sunday. That's what I'm going to do. And like, I'm going to do that all throughout winter. And starting at the beginning of 2022, the reason why I'm saying this is y'all better get ready. Every Thursday at the beginning of 2022, the first Thursday in 2022 is going to be a highlight video. Every single Thursday after that until February 17th, which is National Turtleneck Day. And it's going to be a big event. I see it as huge. It's going to be a big, huge social media event. And social media event or a gathering or whatever. I just want everybody wearing turtlenecks. And the reason why I bring that up too is because it's going to correlate with my shirt cannon, which I'm going to show one more time. Look at this. Everybody, for the YouTubers, the people that are watching on YouTube right now, yes. And the people that are not watching on YouTube, just go watch it on YouTube. Then, yeah, you'll get the full glimpse of what the shirt cannon looks like, because I can't really explain it really well, besides that it's super sick. I mean, I don't know, man. Things have been going really great here, like recently in my life, and just things have been going great, but also just changing things. A lot of things have changed, and that's why I've had to take some time to kind of take a step back. I mean, I got a promotion at my job, so then now there's a lot more responsibility. And I'm trying to get a schedule together. And that was another thing. It was like getting a schedule together between now. I'm wanting to get into YouTube more, make some skits, kind of like put myself out there more, not just on podcast realms. I had to really make a schedule for myself. I've never had a planner in my life. And I just now officially started a calendar on Google Calendar to kind of like schedule myself out. It's nuts. I never thought in my life. I used to make fun of people who had planners. It's not like make fun of, but it's like, I don't know. It was just always funny to me when I would ask to hang out with one of my close friends, and they would look at me and be like, I don't know, let me see what my schedule looks like, and they'll pull out their planner right in front of me and start swiping and flipping through their planner, and they'll be like, I got an opening to hang out with you at 6:30. I think I could squeeze you in. And I was like, man, I've never heard those ever been used before. Squeeze me in, and maybe squeeze me in. It's like 6:30. That's so specific. Like, but now I understand, because I am now scheduling myself out in my day, and I'm going to start trying to pump out a lot of content and a lot of whatever. And I mean, dude, one great step at a time. And, but that's basically what my life has been for basically the past 3 months. I think I've covered everything in my 3-month journey in 20 minutes? Yeah, 20 minutes. I've explained, basically kind of caught y'all up on a little update of how my life has been. I still want to, I don't know. I'm thinking about my living situation for next year already. And I want to live in an RV or like a trailer or like a little camper and stuff. That would be sick. I still want to travel. That's my whole thing. I still want to travel. Still have those mindsets, but that will all come. That will all soon to be, whatnot. But oh man, I got called a spoon spreader at work today. Man, what was that? I spit a lot in that thing, but I know, awful subject switch, but yeah, I got called a spoon spreader today. Not today, but like a few months ago at work. I don't know if I told the story before or not, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell it again because it's been a while and I want to refresh y'all's memories on some great highlights in my life. Uh, I don't know. It seems kind of racist to be called a spoon spreader. That's why I took it so wild. But it was just I was making a sandwich at work, and they didn't have any knives, so then therefore I went and used a spoon and I scooped it out and I spread it, and then the guy behind me was like, "You're a spoon spreader?" And I was like, "What? Am I have to put this on Twitter now? Am I have to go hashtag it and get this guy canceled? Do I throw him in, get him to work and?" Like, do I have to call the boss in on this? Be called a spoon spreader? I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. I'm just gonna say I'm a spoon spreader. That's gonna be like one of the first t-shirts that I actually put on the press. I'm just press it down. Spoon spreader. Are you spoon spreader? I'll figure it out. But yeah, it's gonna definitely be one of those things as well. But I do have a vehicle now. That's one of the other top things that I don't think I've covered is I got a vehicle actually now in my possession. I have 4 wheels. I went through 3 forms of transportation in the past year and a half, and it's nuts. I don't know if you've been through 3 forms of transportation in your life, but it's pretty sick. It's pretty magical. I feel like everybody should have that experience of just starting from the bottom and just slowly, like with transportation. Start out with transportation because that's nice. It's like a feasible jump because I feel like that will give you a true grasp on really appreciating the things that you have. Because I went from a Subaru WRX. It was a beautiful vehicle, and then I went to a bicycle with 2 wheels, and I rode that thing around everywhere. I would ride it around now, but the thing is though, is that my tire popped like months ago, and I can never seem to find a place to get my tube fixed. So it's stuck right now. So I am now resorting to running as my form of exercise. But back to the transportation. I rode my bike everywhere. I mean everywhere, and I loved it. Honestly, it was nice. It was refreshing. But at the same time, though, there was a lot of cons to it. People wouldn't take you seriously on the road. They would always try to cut you off. I've almost gotten hit numerous times with people not stopping at yield signs. I feel like that it was always by a person who texted and drove. Like they would not care or stop for me whatsoever. They would just keep on going through it. And I almost T-boned the side of their car and scraped the side of their car if I, didn't stop or pay attention or anything. And they just keep on going with their day like I was absolutely nothing. I could have ended up on their windshield and they probably wouldn't even care. They probably just put the windshield wipers on and the spraying things, and then I would just fling off. Texting and driving. I missed that so much. I text and drive now. I don't text and drive now anymore, but that's definitely something that I miss because when I was biking, I can't text and drive. You can't text and bike. That's 100%. They don't need a law for texting and biking because you just physically can't do it. I mean, there's been so many times that I would get text messages while riding my bicycle, and I would just have to just calm myself down, decompress, hold on and be like, okay, I got to find a good stopping place, and then I will answer the text message or answer the phone call. And it always irritated me when it was just like a spam call or something because I was always hoping it would be someone like of importance, but no, it was always, some dumb number that I didn't really need to respond to. But man, it was really nice to get back into the flow of just being able to, pick up your cellular device while driving. I didn't know that would be a thing that I would miss, but especially in a standard. I think texting and driving should be in the Olympics with some of the stuff that I did. At one point, I found myself eating, texting, and driving all at the same time. That's like literally the triathlon of a millennial. The millennial triathlon is literally texting, eating, and driving all at the same time. I think that's talent. And I'm not talented in a lot of aspects, but if you're on the interstate and you can eat a cheeseburger, shift into 5th or 6th gear, and then all of a sudden keep a hold of the steering wheel. That's magical right there. That's professional NASCAR driving right there, level. Like, put me in some F1 racing. Put me up there with Tony Stewart. All of them. I I don't even know how I know what some of the NASCAR guys' names are. I don't even pay attention to it. But yeah, I play the Olympics. And if you have a problem with texting and driving, then you're no fun. Your phone's dry. No one wants to talk to you anyways. I'm teasing. I don't text and drive anymore, especially anymore, because I now have a sticker. I have my church's sticker on the back of my car, and it's a really good it holds me accountable for my actions, speeding, cutting people off, all that, because immediately when you do any of those things and someone's right behind you, they're like, they go to that church? Well, I'm making sure not to go to that church because they got that sticker on the back of their car. Did you see him? He cut me off, and he goes to Second Baptist. Way to go. Well, I knew Second Baptist was up to no good over there. See, I'm telling you, I know that's how it would be, and that's how it would go down. So it holds me accountable. So I cannot text and drive anymore with this second sticker on there. Oh man. I wonder if anybody's caught me speeding, or or caught me doing whatever, and they see me with a sticker on the back and they think those things. It's a totally different form of responsibility, But it is what it is with the car. But I do have a car, man. It's so awesome. I still have the moped. That's one thing that I still do have, and I just want to pimp it out. That's what I really want to do. I just want to pimp out the moped. For y'all that don't know, I went from bicycle to moped because my company moved to Greenbrier. I don't know, half y'all probably don't. Most of y'all probably don't even know where that's at. But my company moved out to that city, so it went from a 10-minute bike to now a 24-minute drive. So I had to get a moped to be able to get to that destination, or have some form of vehicle with an engine in it. And I had 150 cc's of amazingness. Never drove with a helmet. People always every time I went to work and I would always go in, they'll be like, "Oh, Dawson, another day without the helmet. I mean, are you gonna learn, Dawson? I mean, you're gonna need a helmet. I mean, you can't, you know how safe it is, And I was like, it's not against the law not to have a helmet. And they're like, well, I mean, it's just for safety. Safety? Do you not want to die? What happens if you get T-boned? I'm like, dude, really? If I get T-boned, if I had a helmet on and I got T-boned by a vehicle going 60 miles an hour, I'm pretty sure the helmet would not even save me at that point. And if it did, I probably wouldn't want to have the helmet on anyways. Just finish the job. Because I wouldn't want someone to feed me for the rest of my life while I'm just in a wheelchair. I can't move at all. Someone's got to feed me, wipe me, everything. And I'm just like, well, thank God I had my helmet. And I know that's very morbid, and that's probably not a really good thought to think, but that's literally what went through my head. I was just like, I mean, I'll take my chances, I'll live my life like Ecclesiastes, That's a joke for the people who have read Ecclesiastes. If you haven't, I encourage you to go read it. It just encourages you to not really care about life, because life really doesn't matter anyways. Without Jesus, that was the big one. But it's my favorite book, of the Bible. So definitely go enjoy that. See what I did? I took that joke and leaned it in, segued it to boop. There you go. Now you have some good resources back behind you. So now you're thinking, well, what did you get out of Ecclesiastes? I could ride my moped without a helmet. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. But yeah, so the moped was awesome. It really was. But I realized I couldn't be angry while I was on a moped, because I don't know. I don't know what I was angry about. It was something stupid and petty, some first world problems, they ran out of the shoddy meal at McDonald's. What's her name? Saweetie? I mean, I don't know. I can't keep up with the rappers' names anymore. But I was mad about something like that, and I was trying to peel out, and as soon as a cricket hit me in the face, I just couldn't become angry anymore. I was just I just realized how stupid I looked. And so if you have anger issues, get yourself a moped. I think that would solve a lot of problems. Also, another thing that would solve problems in this country, this shirt cannon, yes, it would solve gun violence. I vote that everybody should just give up their guns just go for it and replace it with shirt cannons because, number one, it gets your anger out. Plus, also, it does hurt from close range. Go watch the highlight video for evidence. So if you get them good from close range, you get that anger out, but also at the same time, they get a little mad, so you can feel a little satisfied, but then they turn around and realize, like, they can't be that mad because they just got free t-shirts. They're like, oh, is that a large? Let's go, baby. Yeah, I'm going to put it on my back now. And they're good. They're happy, they're satisfied, and it's all through a shirt cannon. So it solves problems. So, mopeds and shirt cannons. I'm all for it. And yes, there will be a video of me combining both those things. Don't you worry. There will be a video eventually where I combine where I have a turtleneck, shirt cannon, and a moped all in one video, an all-inclusive limited edition video. Oh, it is going to be sick. Oh, speaking of limited edition, I saw a pair of shoes the other day, and they were really nice, and I really liked them a lot, but they were like $10,000. And they were like, I don't know, I forgot what website they were on, but $10,000 for a pair of shoes, I can't do it. I can't. I don't know. Ever since I've been starting to thrift shop a lot, I can't do it. $10,000 for a pair of what? Because I used to be very ignorant with my money. When I first got a job, I would buy like main brand stuff, wouldn't try to look for anything cheaper. I would just be like, all right, that looks cool. This sweatshirt's an exception, okay? It was a gift, all right? It was gifted to me. I do buy, nice main brand stuff, every once in a while, but not to the extent that I used to, because I was like, man, I could find like a really good style of about the same thing for way cheaper. And through me buying a shirt press and making my own t-shirts, dude, I can make any graphic tee that I want to now. All for the low price of, yes, t-shirt press is pretty expensive. I will be honest about that. But now I can make any graphic tee that I want to. Anything that you could ever imagine. You'd be like, man, that picture on the internet, that would look sick on that t-shirt. And I'm like, don't worry, I can make your dreams come true. Boom, got it on a t-shirt. I mean, you can't, and then it'll be delivered per shirt cannon. So, I mean, I'm going to start a whole business here. I'm going to start this is going to be delivered on a moped, shirt cannon. I'm going to shoot it out. I think I got a whole plan here. I got a whole idea that I can go along with. It's going to be great. I can assure you. But yeah, the shoes are so expensive. Like, and it's all about, like, I always enjoyed it. Like, you remember Bob's or Tom's, whenever you would, if you bought a shoe, they would send a pair of Bob's or Tom's to a country. I don't know why, but I recently had this thought. I was like, what happens if I like go on a mission trip, or I go somewhere in Africa and I just see all of them wearing Bob's or Tom's, or like, remember that time that Kanye West went out there, they're all just wearing Yeezys. I'm like, what? Dude, those are limited edition Yeezys, and he's going to get water in them. All these shoe collectors and stuff like that would just be like, oh my gosh, he's putting a crease in them. There's no way. Oh my God, this is stressing me out. Hey, I'll trade you my shoes for those. It's just because we're in America. We put like labels on stuff. We put like stigmas and stuff like, oh, limited edition. It's just leather. If you really look at it, it's just leather with a rubber sole, and it's $10,000. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. I'm like, what? No. No, wow, I could probably make the exact replica for, it probably cost. And then it really makes you think in perspective how much like companies like Nike or any of them make off of shoes, because they probably like make them for like $12 a piece, just guesstimating, and then cost of labor is like 2 cents, because they're not like, they got all their little shops and stuff, and then next thing you know, they're coming over here to the U.S. and they're gonna upcharge it by 50-60% and sell it in stores for $250. I'm like, no sir, not anymore. I'm not that type of person anymore. I'm a thrifter. I just got to put that out there. I have a lot of people come up to me, they're like, hey, Dawson, where do you get your sick hoodies from? I'm like, thrift shopping. They're like, you need to take me sometime. I'm like, I know. We need to go thrift shopping. You want to go thrift shopping? Hit me up. We'll go thrift shopping all the time. I mean, it's it's gotten addicting. I literally love finding like diamonds in the rough for sure, in in the little thrift stores and the thrift shops, and it's it's fun. It really is. Um, but it's I don't know. People think life is tough now. Really do. Like I think people think life is tough, but I don't know. I've been doing this speaking of what I've been doing in the past 3 months, I started this project of looking up different denominations of where they came from. My main thing is because what it started from. I know we switched complete subjects. That we went. I just categorize it. We went from shoes. Now we're from shoes and all that. Now we're onto this subject because it just made me. I don't know why it made me think of it. Probably because I was talking about kids in Africa wearing Yeezys. But I don't know. I started this project of looking up different denominations and where they came from. And it all started because this I went into a store, and I'm not gonna specifically. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I went to Plato's Closet because I was shopping. You know, it was one of my shopping days. I went to Plato's Closet, got a few outfits and whatnot. Came up to the register, and I was wearing this hat. By the way, I know I wear this hat a lot, but it's true. We need to love everybody. This is my favorite hat by far. I mean, I'm just promoting it, and dude, but I was wearing this hat, and I went in, and the girl behind the register was saying, "Hey, I love you in that hat. You look awesome in that hat." I was like, "Thank you. Like, I really appreciate it." She's like, "What church do you go to?" Because she saw the side of it, and I was like, "Oh, I go to Second." And around here, people know what Second is, and she goes, "Oh." It's like, "What do you mean?" My first thought was like, "What do you mean, oh?" Like, were you disappointed that I gave you that answer? Was that not the church that you were thinking that I was? What do you mean, oh? And then I was like, "Well, what church do you go to?" And she goes, "Oh, I go to so and so church, New Life or whatever." Then everybody around here knows what New Life is. If you don't know what New Life is, it's because you don't live around here. Anyways, apparently they don't. Apparently, she doesn't like people from Second. I don't know. I guess there's bad blood. I didn't know churches. I like literally this church that I'm at is the first church I've ever connected to. I don't know much about church politics. I'll be 100% honest. I don't really correlate. I just I go in for one thing only is to learn about Jesus, praise that Jesus, love that Jesus, live out for Jesus. And I don't really get into all the church politics stuff of like, oh my gosh, like numbers and yada yada yada. And I'm like, I'm not a big fan of that. It's just not my cup of tea. But apparently she had some bad blood there, and she was just like, yeah, I just really love the church that I go to because we preach straight from the Bible. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. My church does the same thing. I'm pretty sure this guy's church does the same thing, and most people's churches do. And I don't know. It just made me really think about it. But then I got into a time where I was on the Christian dating apps because I talked to my people, my college minister, and other people. I was just like, man, I want to get out there more. I just wanted to see and test the waters to see what options I have. And I don't really see a lot of people that I can see dating or whatnot. And I kind of want to get on a dating apps to kind of try them out again, because I know in the past I was hardcore against them, but I was trying out dating apps like Bumble and and what was it? Bumble and what was it? There was another one that was just straight up. There was another Hinge. No, I went on a few dates off those apps. I can never go again. It's just, I don't understand all the people that give the 5-star reviews and go, I found my husband or I found my wife off this app. I'm like, where did you find that? I mean, these people, I don't know. I just found something. They just don't know how to conversate anymore. It's like, I guess Mark Zuckerberg is right. We do need to start the metaverse because no one knows how to have a normal conversation anymore when they go on a date. Like you ask someone how their day's going, they're just like, squirrels. What? Can you please enunciate a perfectly well sentence, please? I got complimented at Chick-fil-A the other day, of all places, of how I talk. she was like, "You're not from around." Like she took my order and she was like, "Are you from around here?" I was like, no. Like, what do you mean? Like in Conway?" And she was like, she's like, "I don't know. You seem like you're not from like around like the South area." And I was like, "Well, I'm from Hot Springs, Arkansas." And she goes, "What? You're from Hot Springs?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I don't know. You just enunciate your words really well. You're just, I don't know. You just seem very like, intelligent with your speaking." And I was like, "I know English." That's the language that I know, it's English. It was my first language. I learned it in school, and I just know how to use it. I'm sorry to disappoint you that I did not come around the corner and give you a good all. "I would like a number one, please, with a lemonade and a." No, it's not for me. I'm just not. But um but that, I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent, but anyways, where was I at? Oh yeah, denominations. So I I was on that app. I was on what was it? It was Upward. I was trying out Upward because it's the new Christian dating app now, and so I went and tried that out, and a Christian Mingle. Those are the two that I had, and I just wanted to. They did, of course, they didn't work out. They flatlined. They were just completely just didn't work at all. And I thought it was funny how Upward was categorized because it was like you could filter on which denomination like you wanted to see more. I'm pretty sure there was that feature on there. Like you could scroll down and be like, "Oh, you only see Baptists?" Click. "Oh, you only want to see non-doms?" Click. Well, actually, if you clicked, you didn't want to see non-doms. It would be like, "Oh, there's no matches in your area." Well, of course there's not because all it was non-doms on that thing. Anyways, I don't know. It just felt really weird, like how everything was separated, even though like we're, all Christians. We're all like supposed to be under one thing, and it just felt really weird to me. I was like, well, where did all these things come from? So I started this project of where I was trying to figure out where all the denominations came from and all the history of it, and it's very interesting of what happened or like the history of it. I've also learned about just history in general, like the medieval times. Uh, like the medieval like comedians, like jesters. You remember those things? Or if you don't know what a jester is, basically a jester was a one of the first comedians, I guess you would say. As you will, stand-up comic. That's what they were. And but the very interesting thing is about it now is people complain about how bad their life is now or how their life is so terrible in America. But it doesn't matter how. I don't know. I kind of feel like that I feel like a bad life in America is not even that bad compared to a lot of the other places, especially back in the past when you look at like in the 1700s. Because if I do stand up comedy, the worst that I'm ever gonna get is like a boo off stage. That's probably like the worst I'm ever gonna get. Back in like the 1700s, if you don't make the king laugh, you're gonna get thrown in prison, and then you're gonna get your head decapitated in front of thousands of people the next day, and it's just not gonna be good. So it's just really wild to me that you just had to dress up in a goofy outfit. You go out there and you do your jokes and stuff, but you can't make fun of the king. That's the one thing. Is like you just can't make fun of him at all. But the thing is, like I think it's very funny is like here in America, we can make fun of our own president no matter what, and we have no repercussions whatsoever. Like I still think it's funny to this day that like Trump, he was like literally blocking people because like people were intentionally making him mad so they can block him just so they can have bragging rights. Like, hey, I got blocked by the president of the United States. I just want to let everybody know. So follow me on Twitter. So that's how they used it. Back then, they had, like, you say bad on people's names, like, you're done. And that's even how it is in other countries, even now. But I just think that's very interesting because I would never be able to, like, it's not like I'm ever going to go on stage and I tell a bad joke, and next thing you know, I'm going to get guided off stage, and I'm going to go get hung because I didn't perform to my best of my abilities. Like, I'm so sorry, Dawson. Like, that 5 minutes did not go so well. You're gonna have to die for this. Oh, okay. Well, that's very interesting. Thank you for letting me know. Also, I thought was very interesting is the fact of how intertwined the church was with the government. Like, you don't see that now. You don't see like the Pope and the President of the United States just chilling with each other, because it's like how it was back then. I love the medieval era. Like I really do. That's like that's why my logo is I changed up my logo, yes, but it's still got like that medieval thing to it because I just love, because that's where like comedy came from, or like where like not comedy came from, but like where the first of it ever like popped up in a rose. It's just very interesting, the different culture aspects back then, and I don't know, that era to me is very interesting, and especially like how intertwined the church and the government was back then. Like, just imagine now, like I'll give you perspective of like how the church and the government was intertwined back in the medieval ages. Number one, uh, basically the church and the government were like best friends. So the government would, basically, pay the church and certain things. Like, for example, if the king was like, hey, I want to kill somebody, they'll be like, all right, well, you're going to have to pay me to get your sins forgiven. They'd be like, all right, cool. Here's that. You're going out there and get him killed. It's just okay. And if that was there now, it'd just be like, I could just love to see just like a talk between presidents and the Pope. Let's just like I don't know, Biden's just like, hey, what's up, man? To Pope, I don't know what the Pope's name now is, but he just like calls him, just like, hey, man, I want to let you know I accidentally killed 2 people instead of 1 this time. I just want to let you know and give that out there and see if my sins could be forgiven for that. And then the Pope's like, man, I'm gonna have to cut some ties here, but I think if I give God a good little pep talk and a little good little speak, like, I think I can, we can sweep it under the rug, and it would only be $50K if you can wire me $50,000 right now. Like, I'm just saying, living like being the Pope back in the medieval ages was absolutely baller status, absolutely, because everybody looked at you for like guidance to God. Like everybody, like no one read the Bible. You had to pay to get the Bible read to you. Like, just imagine if you had the power of someone coming up to you and going, like, it doesn't even have to be the Bible. It can just be anything. Anything ran through the Pope back then. So you're just like literally just chilling, and someone's just like, oh, hey, is it okay if I use the bathroom? I'm like, oh, you want to use the bathroom? You want to use this special bathroom right here? Well, that's going to cost you. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to have to pray about that first. I'm going to have to pray to God, see if you can use it. You're going to have to wait there. And they would obey. They would absolutely obey this guy. And, like, pay to hear the same scripture over and over and over again. Just, hey, here you go. Here's my only bag of coins that I have to feed my children. And I just want to give it to you so I can hear John 3:16 for the 5th time this month. And then all of a sudden he's just like, okay, sit down with me. I got you. So, for God so loved the world. And you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that part. That's the part that I needed to forget, like, and he's like, that's all good. He's like, hey, you want to hear the rest of it? You're going to have to pay a little bit more, It was just insane. It was an insane time back then. And people think that life is crazy now. Like with all this COVID stuff, like the new COVID variant. Ooh, oh man. Shut the world down again. Let's go. Let's do it. Round 2. COVID. I mean, we did round 1. Let's do round 2 now. The Omnicore variant. That's a sick name for a variant, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's just all like scared and I don't know, man. Life is too short to be like so scared of just every like little bit of like every little thing. And I think that's just what, like, me taking time off is what made me realize it's like, I don't need it. I need to just, come on, Dawson. Like, who knows? The world's going to maybe blow up tomorrow. Like, who knows? Jesus may come back, He's going to come down with a shirt cannon and, dude, I'm all up on the shirt cannon thing. I know, man, but dude, I'm so hyped about it. I'm so hyped. Jesus is going to come down in a shirt cannon and a turtleneck and a custom t-shirt, what? Dawson, that is so blasphemous. Look, it's a joke. I'm kidding. I know he would not have, but I'm just saying, like, he can come down now anytime that he wants to. I have, like, found all will in my life. Everybody's big thing now is, like, oh God, I just want to get married and I want to have kids and I just want to. Nope. I got mine right here. Like, Jesus, you can come back now. I have found my, like, literally I've done everything I've wanted to do. So when are you coming back? It's tomorrow. Email me, whatever. I'll be here with my shirt cannon. Can I bring it to heaven? Like, that's like I'm talking to y'all, but also at the same time I'm kind of also like having a side conversation with Jesus. Like, that would be sick if I could bring the shirt cannon to heaven, you know? Like, if we just, like, just imagine everybody having a shirt cannon in heaven. We're just, like, shooting T-shirts back and forth, just, like, come on, he can't deny. Like, there's nothing impure about a shirt cannon. That's what I like about it, too. It's just, there's nothing about it that screams impurity. Just, boom, just straight, like, I mean, definitely. We're definitely need shirt cannons in heaven, that's for sure. But I'm just trying to also figure out what weird things I want to shoot out of this thing. You can shoot hot dogs out of it. I want to definitely be able to do that and shoot something out of it. I like a hot dog or a fruit, a burrito. I don't know if a burrito would be a good idea, but give me ideas. What ideas would you like to see me shoot? Like, or what things would you like to see me shoot out of the shirt cannon? Would it be that? You know, would it be a hot dog? Would it be a burrito? I plan to do confetti. You know, I've been invited to a few weddings because they have custom T-shirts and they just want me to be there to shoot a shirt cannon. That's literally what it was. And so I'm glad to be there. You know, they're like, who's this guy? Like, we got the DJ, we got the entertainer. He definitely is not a part of the family. What is he here for? And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, we hired a professional shirt cannon blaster guy. Yeah, he's just got a shirt cannon and he's gonna shoot our custom T-shirts with our faces on them, and then everybody's gonna go wild. The bride hands me the flowers, and then I just shoot them out of it, and someone catches it. They're gonna be getting married next. It'd be sick. So hire me for any of your events. Any event that you need a shirt cannon, I will love to become. I would love to be joining any event that you have. Just email me, text me, DM me, send me a tweet, whatever you want. I would love to be able just to shoot this thing. I'm doing it at a youth event. My friend hooked me up at a youth event, and I'm going to be just shooting I don't know, dozens and dozens and dozens of T-shirts just on stage. I don't know, like, it's going to be a blast. Literally going to be just to see all the kids just be like, shoot me. And I know that's like, 7 people scream, shoot me. Like that. Oh man, that's funny. Shoot me now. Oh man, I'm so glad to have my smooth phase back. I know I did no shave November. What a regret. What a regret, dude. Oh, man, I might throw up a picture somewhere around here, but I did not like no shave November at all. I don't understand it, especially when I can't grow it. But I participated because my friends wanted me to, and they were just like, "Come on, Dawson, join in on the fun." And I've never, I don't know, I think I've done no shave. Well, no, I quit in the middle of it. So this is the first time that I've ever really done all the way through no shave November, and it was, well, okay, subtract 1 day, okay? 1 day, the 1 day that I wanted to videotape this stuff, I did not want to have this hair on my face. So then, therefore, I shaved it off because I was just tired of it. So I was 1 day short. I technically completed it. Whatever. Okay? Cancel me, don't invite me to the next one. But I looked lazy. I looked like I was accepting prayer requests. Like there were so many times where people came up to me and were like, "Hey, are you okay, Dawson?" Well, I am okay. What's up? It's just like, you look, well, oh, is it in my face? Is it because of this hair on my face? I look lazy. That's literally what I looked like. I looked like I was just depressed. I needed someone to talk to. I needed someone to reach out to me in that moment. No shave November. Whatnot. And I know during that time also that's what's very popular is No Nut November. That's very popular amongst people as well, and I don't understand that tradition either. I laugh, especially coming from a Christian standpoint, because where are all my single guys at that do the No Nut Forever? That's That's literally what this is, what we're all about. Am I right? Yes. Save until marriage, What? It's just so every time November comes around, just see everybody struggle. I'm like, yeah, you do it for a month. 1 month. That's it. Capiche? We got no forever over here. Yeah. Well, yeah, boys. How is it going? Going through some hills and valleys? Is your girlfriend right next to you right now listening to this podcast? You can kind of want to speak up. It's fine. I'll see you at the next AA meeting, the good old group together, the nice counseling session we got together, as we call it, also known as Devo group, devotionals, D groups. That's our little meeting time. I love D groups. You know why I love them so much is because people come in with each other and they all come in, they all sit down, and we're all like looking at each other. And if we all had a good week, we're all pumped up to talk about our weeks, because that's literally the first question that we all ask. So we all gather around. We're just like, oh, hey, how's your week been? Your week been good? All right, awesome, yeah. But then you could tell like when someone's just kind of like struggled a little bit, been going through the temptations, been going through that little hard time, not getting in the word as much, and they're just kind of like just sitting there, and then they already know the question's about to be passed to them. It's just like, hey, how's your week been this week? And all of a sudden they're just sitting there like, and I mean, I've even done this, just act like that I just don't know how to answer the question. It's like, my week, man, that's my week. I mean, man, I have a hard time thinking about how my week went, Just got, come back to me a little bit later. I don't really want to open up about it. Skip, next. Next, not going to happen. We're going to move along from that. But we got a fun fact. I didn't get rid of it. No, we're keeping the fun facts around here. That's how it's going to be for the rest of eternity, is I'm always going to have a fun fact. And yes, of course, this fun fact is correlating around turtlenecks, because I thought it was interesting, because, I mean, I have so many things that I like. The turtlenecks, I didn't really want to look up a turtleneck fun fact, but it just happened to kind of like develop into that. But the reason why I'm describing that they're doing this fun fact is because it was actually very interesting, because I did not know what turtlenecks resembled. Because every time I put on a turtleneck, that's why I also like it too, is because it doesn't matter how broke you are. You put on a turtleneck and you just feel successful. You just feel like that. Like you see someone in a turtleneck, it screams like, man, they got their life together. I put on a turtleneck, I'm like, man, I need to invest in some Bitcoin right now. That's what I need to do. Invest in some Bitcoin, put in some stocks. I need to own a business. That's what I need. I'm going to start a business. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be the head of it. Tuck my shirt in, be the next Steve Jobs, something, whatever. But that's what I like. That's why I love so much about a turtleneck. No flannels. No, we're canceling flannels. No more flannels. It's all turtlenecks. This season, winter, forever. Boys, we're bringing back the turtleneck. Let's do it. Okay, we've already brought it back some. We did it Sunday. I took a group of guys at my church, and we all wore turtlenecks one Sunday. You can go watch that video on my Instagram. I'm also gonna pop up a picture, either side. I think I have more room on this side to pop it up to. But guess what? That's the picture of all of us wearing turtlenecks together. And guess what? I got them hooked. I got 3 of them hooked. They're wearing turtlenecks now. They're part of the turtleneck trinity. Let's go. TNT, baby. Turtleneck twins, turtleneck trinity, turtleneck troop, whatever you want to place it in, but it's going to be TNT. So I encourage you, once again, wear turtlenecks. Go on social media. Post pictures with your friends. Put hashtag TNT at me. I'm going to I would put y'all in the video collage of the Turtleneck Thursdays coming about in 2022, the first Thursday. But the fun fact about turtlenecks that I have for you today is turtlenecks symbolize strength, rebellion, style, and modesty. Yeah, and modesty. I don't know. I guess it's because it covers up your neck. I guess that's a heavy temptation for ladies, and guys. I guess the neck, the neck shows during the summer. They just get that, that nice V-neck going, and all of a sudden it's like, whew, man, they got a nice neck. I guess that's that man. But then they got a turtleneck on. They're like, oh my, it's like almost wearing like a, what are those what are those things called, the people in the Middle East wear, the I don't know. I had a brain fart, but it's like almost like those. It's like I guess turtlenecks resemble that. That's the turtleneck's cousin. Is that? That's gonna bother me. I gotta. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna look that up. I don't have time right now to look that up. I gotta get through this fun fact. So modesty. That was one of them. You don't want to show the neck. I got it. You don't want people to get tempted. You don't want people falling for you for the wrong reasons. Being friends with you because of that nice neck that you got. Like, Dawson over there, like the reason why I was his friend was for multiple reasons, but mostly because he just had an amazing neck, and then he started wearing turtlenecks, and I'm just like, I just don't feel like I can be friends with him anymore, It's just, I just can't deal with it, But it also symbolizes strength. Like I said, strength. It doesn't matter how broke you are. A turtleneck will make you look rich, make you look like you got something going good for yourself. That's exactly what a turtleneck symbolizes. And also rebellion. I thought rebellion was a very interesting one about his turtleneck. I just imagine a turtleneck rebellion right now, like everybody charging to the White House in a turtleneck. Just everybody wearing turtlenecks, going inside, making a change, like write a bill off to stop men wearing flannels, only wear turtlenecks. Everybody's going to start wearing turtlenecks from now on, start a rebellion. I don't know what a group of men wearing turtlenecks, or a group of people in general, like everybody, like girls and guys coming together wearing turtlenecks, what would that symbolize? What would all of them come together and protest against? There'd be really many interesting things to protest about, but I feel like a group of people wearing turtlenecks, they would probably protest something about, making Bitcoin a currency. I think that would probably be the first one, the knockoff on their list. I feel like they would definitely, make it where, you can't, I'm trying to think, what would a group of people with turtlenecks, what would they protest about? Maybe something about gluten, like, or how people need to be more money sensitive, like maybe put in a nice good old budget plan. They might enforce that. I don't know, start a new, success campaign slogan. The got milk. The got milk thing. I don't know what got milk. I forgot what that was like supposed to be. The got milk campaign. I'm gonna look up. Where is that? Okay, so I'm gonna look up the got milk campaign. Where is the got milk campaign? What was it for? Because I feel like that would be something like they would have. Got milk campaign. Got Milk is an American advertising campaign encouraging the consumption of milk. You know what? That's what I thought it was. But I thought there was more in depth to it because they had a bunch of really cool celebrities on there, and just the milk mustache only. So I feel like they would do like a Got Milk campaign. It wouldn't be so much of a protest because of rebellion. I don't really know. I think they would do more of a Got Milk campaign kind of style, but they would be like they would have like a necklace made out of money or a hat made out of money, and it'd be like got cash flow or got that money, something like that. And it would be like a big advertising about how to be financially successful, and they would start that campaign. I got really in depth with that. Way too in depth. Oh, but we are moving into the conclusion of the last Iglehart podcast. Oh, I know. I'm so sorry it has to end. I wish it could just last forever, but due to the fact of my memory on my camera and the battery life, it begs to differ. Also, it starts getting to the point where my throat starts getting, a little scratchy. Just talking for an hour straight. But I'm back, baby. I'm back, and I'm better than ever. But I'm going to conclude. I decided to conclude every podcast now with like a devotional or like a Bible verse to leave y'all with. just something that I just felt that I just wanted to input in there, just kind of motivate y'all through y'all's week. Not really motivate, but, kind of encouraging, something nice to have. And I kind of want to just take a little bit out of this devotional because I kind of want to. It was a devotional my friend got me. Actually today, he actually literally handed it to me today. I'm just gonna go through it. It is the 10th. I am terrible with dates. I really do. I mean, this week has just flown by. But yes, I'm gonna end every podcast with a devotional. Kind of leave y'all with something, just kind of like some scripture to put out there, give y'all some motivation, get y'all thinking a little bit. It just to kind of just leave something nice, just to kind of end it all. And today, man, this is a lot longer devotional than I thought it would be. But dang, I will actually just read. I guess just read the scripture that was at the top. Let's see here. It is a grace to be willing to listen to and consider criticism. It takes grace to quiet the mind and sell the heart to hear. You know what? I'll leave y'all with that. Because I don't know why I should have opened it up way beforehand, but I realized that it's going on a little way too long. So I'm going to leave y'all with, I'm just going to repeat that again. It is a grace to be willing to listen and to consider criticism. It takes grace to quiet the mind and sell the heart to hear. Wow. It really does. That's really wise words of wisdom. I mean, I have a hard time with that sometimes. Honestly, I still have a hard time with it, being able to take criticism and be like, hey, Dawson, I don't agree with exactly what you did with that one. You have to, take a step back and it's really hard because people have done that to me so many times. It's so many, I've had people do that to me, and it just hurts. But the thing is, though, is that it may hurt at the very beginning, but then you think about it and you're like, man, they were just looking out for me. And also on the reciprocating end, or not the reciprocating end, but you telling somebody, make sure to do it gentle. Because I got delivered to very gently, kind, and nice. And it's like, dude, I didn't even have any response to it really. It just kind of threw me off for a loop. But then I just kind of came back around. I was like, man, what they said was actually really true and honest. And they were just actually really caring for me and actually really reaching out to me. So accountability, but being gentle with it and accepting it, and also just accepting criticism at times that you are at fault. I mean, that's a good devotional. I only read a quote, so I mean, that's a good devotional book. But anyways, thank y'all for listening to episode 46 of the Last Iglehart podcast. I am back. I'm so pumped to be able to be back and just be able to do this. But hopefully that you enjoyed this, that I'm back, and that, that I'm glad that y'all made it to the end. But I just want to thank y'all for listening to episode 46. My social media is going to be in the bio. Make sure to keep up every week with skits. I'm planning to post one every Thursday. I think every Thursday is when I'm going to be posting them. But make sure to subscribe if you want to, keep up to date with that. I have my social medias once you get in there. I have my email. Hit me up if you want a free t-shirt. You want me to be in your area. You want me to shoot my shirt cannon off. Let me know. But other than that, I think I'm wrapped up all here, man. I think I'm wrapped up. Yes, this is the ending of episode 46 of the Last Iglehart podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you next Friday.
Iglehart podcast. You are listening to the Last Iglehart. You are listening to the Last Iglehart podcast.